My initial background was very similar to Jill. I was brought up in a Christian home. Both my parents were Methodist, so inevitably I went to a Methodist church and Sunday school, and I can pinpoint the time when I believed in God as a 5-year-old, when I saw God in Zion Street Methodist Church, and I'm still convinced of that now because I can still see it in front of me. So that's when my Christian faith began and started growing. I helped in Sunday school. I became a Sunday school teacher, various things in the church, working in the church, helping out in circuit rallies and things like that, and anything else that was going on in the church and around the circuit. I've always been quite circuit minded. My knowledge has grown from then, and I would say my faith, initially I thought my faith hadn't changed, but when I think about it, my faith has deepened and strengthened in what I've been doing now, because at the heart of it, my belief is still the same. In Christ as being the Son of God who came to save us and died on the cross. That doesn't waver whatsoever. So that hasn't changed. My call to preach came quite a number of years ago, but prior to that I was a worship leader. But to me, there isn't a natural progression between worship leader and local preaching, because they are two different, distinct callings. I definitely had a calling to be a worship leader, and that's what I went away and did back in 2011, I think it was. My call to preach took me a long time to discern whether I was actually being called or not. I got this feeling, and then I think, well, is it just me? Is it me thinking I can do more? Because as a worship leader, I always knew immediately I wanted more, but I didn't know whether that was full preaching. And it took me a long time. And it went in 3 stages. Firstly, it was like a woodpecker, nag at me the whole time, would not let go. But then eventually did let go. And I thought, right, that's it. It doesn't want me anymore. It be satisfied with being a worship leader. That's it. However, it came back in a different way, not felt before. And it was a push on my right shoulder, pushing me forward to do things. And I felt that for quite some time. And all this time, I'm actually shouting at God, I cannot do this. You've got the wrong person. I can't. You can't possibly mean me, because I can't do the sermon. And it's taken me a long time to get there. Eventually, the pushing stopped. And then the third part of it. And people started saying things to me. And I was getting messages from people. I was getting messages from being in a service, and somebody would say something. I even got a message when we were at Synod about calling, and I'm sat there thinking, should I, shouldn't I, can I, can't I? And eventually, last December, November, December, yes, 12 months ago, I said to you, I'm going to do it. Because I cannot say no any longer. I have to try this and test it. Because in the meantime, I had the great privilege of being allowed to do things, taking a service, doing something at QE House, etc. And that was a great privilege. But it was not fair for me to keep on doing that if I didn't accept this calling.